Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. So in this video we are going to be reviewing You Get Me, which is on Netflix and is a psychological thriller movie with a very popular premise, which is that a mistaken night of passion comes back to haunt the protagonist in a very scary way. Now whilst this film has a brilliant cast, concept and setting, it just fell really flat and you just leave the film feeling like it really did not make the most of its brilliant concept, and as a result it just feels really flat. Now whilst the movie is really enjoyable, like I said before, you just feel like it could have just been so much better than it was, and I'm going to be breaking down everything to do with You Get Me in this movie review. So from a storyline point of view, Tyler, who is the main character and is also narrating and concluding the film, starts off by explaining that he met the love of his life, Allison, and the two of them are dating. They then go to a party where Tyler finds out that Allison used to have a very crazy, drunken past and used to sleep around a lot with loads of different guys. One of her ex-boyfriends then riles Tyler up and the two of them break up about this. Tyler then meets up with a mysterious Holly and the two of them party, hook up and spend the weekend at Holly's mansion. Tyler and Allison then get back together again, and Tyler's weekend of passion comes back to haunt him as Holly starts at his school and really quickly integrates herself into his life and into his friendship circle as well. The movie then explores what the unstable Holly will do next, whether or not Tyler can keep their liaison a secret, and whether or not they can all come out of it alive. So from a cast and characters point of view, the casting in this movie was actually pretty decent. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, we have Bella Thorne, who plays the psycho stalker obsessed character of Holly. And I think this was the perfect role for Bella Thorne. She is absolutely brilliant as this type of character. I do feel like that while she does do some crazy psycho things, they really could have put her into full psycho mode in this film. And like I said, she did do some crazy things, but I really do feel they could have made this a really iconic villainous character. Next up we have Taylor John Smith, who plays the character of Tyler, the main protagonist in this film that the psycho Holly character is totally infatuated and obsessed with. I thought Taylor's portrayal of Tyler was alright. I did feel like the character was a little bit weak and a little bit flat, but for the most part I thought the actor led the movie and held it together really well. We then have Halston Sage, and she was really good as the Allison character. I really like that they gave this character a pretty complex backstory, and she definitely was the light against Holly's absolute darkness. We then have Brigid, who was really good as Holly's stepmother, and her character really did showcase how psychotic the Holly character absolutely is. We then have Allison and Taylor's friends and family, and they rounded the characters and cast off really well. So from a cast and characters point of view, this movie is actually pretty decent. So from a visuals point of view, I think it's a little bit mixed in You Get Me, as there's some bits that were really great and some bits that weren't so great. So the beach, mansion and party scenes in this movie were really great. The scenes that weren't so great though were the ones that were really dull and washed out, such as the high school. And in terms of the final act and ending in this movie, those scenes were really great. Although, like I said in the beginning, they could have really made it a lot more intense and really pushed the psychotic side and the intensity of those final moments a lot further. So from a visuals point of view, you do feel immersed into the world of You Get Me, but I do feel they really could have made more of the situation that they had. So from a comparisons point of view, there are quite a lot of similar movies in this category. It does feel a little bit like a teen version of Fatal Attraction, The Boy Next Door, Obsessed and Fatal Affair. Now I do think all of those movies are a lot better than You Get Me. Now don't get me wrong, it is a watchable movie. I just really do feel like they could have pushed the premise so much further. So overall, I have to say You Get Me is a really easy to watch thriller movie. And if you're just after a bit of a light watch, then this movie is really good. It's got a decent cast, a decent setting, and a decent premise as well. I just really do feel like they could have pushed it so much more. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give You Get Me a solid 4.5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.